Welcome. This is my brand new Honda CRF300 Rally. I'm just about to take it for its first ever ride. The weather's been terrible since I picked it up, but the sun has finally come out. So come and join me. I'll let you know what I think of it. I'll let you know why I chose it. I'll let you know where I got it from and availability and any accessories I added. So I'll get my bike gear on and let's go. Okay, so we're off, here we go. I part exchanged a CRF300 for this bike, so there will be a few comparisons. Certainly initial thoughts are, seems a bit lighter. The clutch seems lighter. Maybe the bike's a bit taller, seat's definitely wider, which is a fact, I knew that. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, so I'm just turning off the main road now, turning onto some back roads, which is really what this bike's going to be used for. Don't really use it off-road, got a different bike for that. It's the back lanes around Mid Wales where we live. So yeah, we're about to head out onto the Epping Way. So far impressions are good. Compared to my CRF250, it's similar but different, So that's the first 20 miles done. I love it. No surprise really. Big fan of the CRF250L that I had, so it's no surprise that I like it. But it's easy to ride, no drama. Clutch is really light, gearbox is light. Can't really comment on the performance. Still taking it easy because I've got to do these 300 miles sensibly. So we'll have to talk about the performance another day. But yeah, really pleased with it so far. So in terms of accessories, obviously this is the first time I've ridden it, but I've done a couple of things to it. I've added a sat-nav mount. I've added the Acerbis, not sure how you pronounce it, boot guards, which are brilliant. They literally just clip on and come with these sort of fancy elastic bands really that hold them on. Save the frame. I also got the dealer to fit these ultimate add-ons heated grips. Doesn't think Honda do accessory heated grips, so I went for these ones, mainly because I'm not sure if you can see there, but the controller is integrated into the grip. There's no separate controller. They look quite smart. Okay, I thought I'd stop in this glorious location and do a bit of a walk round on the bike. I'm sure if you're watching this you really know what you're talking about, but so the rally version of the CRF300 is the version with a bit more bodywork. It's got a small fairing screen, a bit more bodywork on the side, wider seat, a few more mod cons really. I guess it's designed more for road riding potentially than the L version, which is the stripped down version. It's a good looking bike. You have to say Honda really nailed this with the colour scheme. Very reminiscent of their Dakar bike. So I call this place the top of the world. I'm not sure what it's actually called. It's a part of the Epping Way. Behind me is the military land which was requisitioned for World War II. So I've done about 30 miles on the bike now, and well chuffed. It's everything I expected and more probably. Easy to ride. Everything feels a bit newer than I had on my CRF, a bit tighter. The suspension is good. Everyone moans about the suspension, but certainly on the road it's soaking up the bumps, and that's what I wanted to do. Quite liking the dash on this model. It's basic, but it's got everything you need. It's got a gear indicator, fuel gauge, rev counter and speedo, easy to read. That's all I need. I don't need anything else, but it's really clear. You can also see the button there for turning the ABS on and off. The brakes feel pretty good. I'm getting a slight judder when you're doing these videos. You're always doing lots of turns in the road and turning around, and I'm getting a slight judder at the very end of the braking, but actually that could be the ABS kicking in. So maybe I'll turn the ABS off and see whether that's what it is. So I thought I'd try and explain what the riding feels like on this bike. Actually, while I'm riding it, it made me think about it. It's kind of a difficult thing to do. So, well, it's comfortable. Feet are in a neutral position, arms are in a neutral position. The bars, when you look at them, look like they're back a little bit too far, but they feel fine. I think if you're riding off-road, you might want some bar risers, but they feel fine. Seats wider than it was on the 250L, wider on, I guess, maybe many bikes of this style. Still feels hard, so we'll see how we get on with that. I think I mentioned earlier that my backside always gets played up by seats, so that's just me. It's light. The bike feels really light, really nimble. Still getting used to these off-road type tyres, obviously scrubbing them in as well. I had more road orientated tyres on my 250L, but it's very nimble. It feels lighter. Another sheep waiting to decide whether he's going to run out in front of me or not. The gearbox is smooth as you like. Clutch, yeah, again I've already mentioned it, but really light. Fuel is perfect. A lot of these Euro 4 bikes have or Euro 5 I think it is now. Is it Euro 5? Anyway, whichever Euro we're on, the fueling can be, certainly my experience, a bit tricky, but the fueling is absolutely spot on. No real vibration, maybe a slight amount through the bars, but yeah, it's just an easy bike to ride. I think it probably inspires a lot of confidence, means you can just concentrate your riding, not worry about what the bike's doing. So yeah, concentrate on looking out for these mad sheep and taking in these stunning views that we have to offer here in Wales. Come and visit, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. Come and ride the Brecon Beacons. It's also worth mentioning that when I part exchanged my CRF300 for this, I got back what I paid for it 3 years ago. And that's not because I got an amazing part exchange deal. I got a good deal for sure, but it's because the value of, the cost of new bikes has increased so much, which obviously has a knock-on effect to the value of used bikes. So yes, that's good on one hand. Obviously the cost of a new bike has increased, so this was £6,500 probably when they came out, or when it was the 250 Rally they were a lot cheaper, so I guess it all balances out in the long run. I did mention that the sheep are absolutely mad and not to be trusted. So why did I part exchange my CRF250L for this CRF300 Rally? It's a good question. So I had the CRF250L, I wasn't really riding it off-road. mostly on the back lanes around here where we live, and it was absolutely fine. Loved it. I also had a Tenere 700 for a while, which again I really liked. Never rode that off-road, way too big for my skill level, so I was just riding that on the road, and I found that too big. It intimidated me really. I come from a road bike background. I'm not used to sort of tall off-road bikes, and it just intimidated me. I always felt like I was going to drop it or just struggle to turn it round and all this sort of stuff. So it kind of got me thinking really, well, why don't I get the 300 Rally, which has got more of the styling and maybe the more road manners of the Tenere. So I got to, you know, replace both bikes with this. Clearly this hasn't got the get up and go with the Tenere. It's not going to probably do the longer distances that you could do on a Tenere. But even so, it'll be interesting to see how it compares. But yeah, definitely slightly more road bias than the 250L, which for what I use it for is absolutely fine. Might not be for everybody, but yeah, I'm enjoying the ride. So I'm not too far from the end of the ride now, so I'll stop at a church down here and sum up and give my final thoughts. So I got the bike from Thunder Road Motorcycles at Bridgend, who are a part of the Completely Motorbikes group now. I always try and deal with Completely Motorbikes, just straight up, no messing around. So dealing with Thunder Road was really good. Nothing to moan about really. The only thing is the availability of these bikes. So it's nothing to do with Thunder Road. It's a Honda issue, but I had to wait nearly 3 months for it, and I got lucky. Some people waited longer. I believe some people ordered bikes last year and maybe still haven't got them or only just getting them. So if you do want to get yourself a Rally, something to consider. I was happy to wait. I knew it was the bike I wanted. But yeah, give Thunder Road a shout. Right, so I've pulled over here at this magnificent church, at the end of the Epping Way, not far from home now, so I thought I'd just sum up and give my final thoughts really. I think the main thing to say is that, you know, riding a new bike day is always a special day. Doesn't matter if it's S1000RR or Honda CRF300 Rally, a new bike is a new bike. And I've had this one a few days, not been able to ride it because of the weather. I'm glad I've been patient because the weather for this ride has been absolutely stunning. What can I say? The bike is everything I expected it to be and more. Great little bike, easy to ride, not loaded with tech and stuff. We don't need it, not on a bike like this. I look forward to seeing a bit more about the performance because, as I said a couple of times, I'm running it in. But it's definitely an upgrade on the 250L that I had. Not that there was anything wrong with that. It was a fantastic bike. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what adventures we get on this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.